Yes, it is.
5 minutes, great time's plenty. How you guys doing?
Good.
Everyone having a good show?
Yes.
First GenCon?
What?
You say it was your first GenCon?
No, I said we're all at
we're
GenCon.
all at GenCon.
Of course we're doing
Like,
great.
First GenCon and you're
Dude,
here?
I was going to say, how is she here as her first GenCon?
No.
Your first GenCon? Yeah. Nice. Battletech or Shadowrun fans?
Shadowrun.
Shadowrun.
Say, who here is their first GenCon? We got you. Raise your hand. It's not mine, but
We appreciate it.
Yeah, awesome.
We'd like to know who's got, all right.
Just like your third.
We'd like just to know, Battletech fans, Shadowrun fans,
Oh yeah.
both.
Hands up for both. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah.
We'd like to know who we're talking to. We appreciate
That's
that.
good mix.
It's awesome.
Yep. Nice.
All right, so welcome to What's Up with Catalyst, our yearly comedy hour, where we try to give you information while, trying to stay awake after being here. We've been here for like 4 days, so it ended up being a very long trip for us. Hey, Rick! You can stand.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yes.
So, thank you all for coming. I know Thursday nights can be an easier night for us all. Hopefully, you're all having a good time. Hopefully, you're all here eager to hear all the fun stuff we're doing. Battletech, Shadowrun, board games. Did I miss anything?
Well,
Candy.
considering that.
Dragonfire, right? That other game,
yeah.
right? The new one. Leviathans.
Man, that was a provoke.
I just had to jump off that bridge earlier.
You knew it was going to come up at some point.
Yeah.
My name is Lauren Coleman. I'm the owner of Catalyst Game Labs, and I'll be your host this evening. On the panel, we have, starting at the far end, who's not paying attention, starting at the far end. Introduce yourself.
Talking to me. I prioritize.
Why do you ever listen to him?
Because he was talking about
I'm just happy to
Hi, I'm Jason Hardy, Shadowrun Online developer.
Awesome.
Oh, that was just so you know who I was, not gratuitous applause. I do that part later.
I'm Randall Bills, managing developer. So I just kind of, tried to make the boats go on time.
Managed development.
Yes, manage development.
Micro
Make
manage.
shadow runs to the airport at 2 o'clock in the morning. Banners,
That was sort of thing.
Target was successful.
Target was acquired.
Yes, of course. Definitely. John Helfers, fiction developer, director. Sorry, it's been a long day. And contracts director apparently too.
And a late arrival to the panel,
That really just means he makes stuff up. I just want to point that out.
as opposed to what you do.
I, however, make things look pretty. I'm Brent Evans, the art director, and as of recently, the Battletech line developer.
All right, so anything we can't answer for you, you're just out of luck. So that's all we do.
Were you again?
I already introduced myself. If you're not paying attention, you didn't talk to Jason.
You really
go
weren't
do your
listening.
thing. You go do your thing.
Okay.
So, all right. So,
Can I go?
by the way, so this is Catalyst Game Labs' 10th anniversary. We've been doing this for 10 years. I cannot believe it's been that way. It's been amazing. Yeah. So, been a crazy, crazy ride. We're just going to jump into some real quick stuff about the different lines. We're going to try to do that in a short and concise manner. And then we'll take questions, and then we'll just have some fun. We can talk about some other projects coming out, things we might do, we want to do. Whatever you guys want to talk about, we will answer the question. We don't know it, we'll make it up. It'll sound perfectly plausible. Those who are streaming, please turn that off. So I'll start from the bottom with Shadowrun. I mean from the right. I meant from the right.
Bottom line is more like it. Go ahead, Jason.
Dragonfire. Dragonfire, 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 Dragonfire. Dragonfire, Dragonfire. 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 Dragonfire, Dragonfire. Dragonfire. Dragonfire.
Well said. I love that.
If you want to know what this year has been like at Catalyst, that was it. No, but there has been Shadowrun stuff going on too. So at the show, if you haven't been to the booth yet, you have missed seeing the complete Trog, which is our runner resource book for players of Orcs and Trolls, people who are in groups with Orcs and Trolls, people who run groups with Orcs and Trolls, or people who run games that contain Orcs and Trolls. So anyone, it's got information about how different corporations view Orcs and Trolls, how different areas of the world view Orcs and Trolls, what it's like to run as one, It's got qualities and life modules, special gears for Trogs, all sorts of good stuff in there. We also have Forbidden Arcana, which missed Origins, but is here now. That's our advanced magic book. If you want to do blood magic but be nice, that's the book for you. How do you walk that line of wanting to be a good person, but hey, occasionally having to spill some blood to do your magic? It also has wild summoning in it, talks about wild spirits and how you can channel them. And it has magic mastery, so if you want to figure out the magic path that will really help you be the best at one particular area, you can look at the mastery paths in the book. We have Sprawl Stories here, which is 4 novellas that we have released before, but they have never been in print before. What?
Nothing. Please.
You got
It's
to
a
go
Shadowrun
first
book.
today.
Shut up. I'm stealing John's thunder. I don't care.
We usually make Jason go last, and we all talk about first before he gets there.
Yeah. One of the authors of those stories, Jennifer Brozek, is right here in this room. And I believe she will be signing books on Saturday at
4:30 to 6 o'clock in the Cat Lab booth with Dylan Bertillo and Russell Zimmerman. And Dylan will be in armor because he is, what was that word you said?
Psycho.
No.
No, that was
The first word. What was the year, Shadowrun? Oh, Dragonfire.
Dragonfire. That's why. Yes.
And there's a lot more interesting stuff going on. But those of you who wanted Doc Wagon 19 in print, and boy did I get a lot of email about that, you got it. It's here.
Friends, here for as long as it's here. Hopefully we'll still have. There you go. Oh, thank you. Hey.
So a lot of really great authors and Dylan. So basically, stop by. Say hello. He's not here. I can bail him all I want to.
The Sixth World Tarot is here. Have you seen the Sixth World Tarot yet?
Yes.
Full tarot deck, all art by Echo Chernik. It's gorgeous. It's beautiful. You should have a deck, in my unbiased opinion. We also have. Is this going to stomp on Randall's territory if I talk about Zero Day?
A little bit.
Good.
No, why do you care?
I don't.
You can stop yours.
We have a
Stop boy.
hacking game called Zero Day, 2-player card game where you are competing against each other to see who can hack into mega corporate servers the fastest, or sometimes just screw over the other hacker. Very fast, easy gameplay, but there is some really nice strategic elements to it as well. Plays in about 20 minutes, but it's really good at how you have to look at what the other player is doing and anticipate what they'll do and beat them to the punch. So those are the main, poker chips and dice, I gotta say that. We've got tchotchkes at the booth. We've got these aluminum dice. Randall, I believe, will be showing samples
Yes, sir.
of these awesome aluminum dice, black Shadowrun dice with the troll skull on the 1 and the Shadowrun S on the 5 and 6 and numbers on the other numbers. And we have poker chips that on one side have the Shadowrun S, on the other side have the Anarchy A. Use them as edge counters, use them as plot points if you're playing Anarchy. Whatever you want to use them for, they're there. So I think those are the main new things in the booth. If you're wondering about what's coming up, the very next book out of the gate will be our advanced combat book, Street Lethal. Guns, 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 and some other stuff. It's got future weapons, so if you want to look at what might be future avenues and how to wipe people off the map, then that chapter's there for you. It's got a whole chapter on corporate security and the techniques they use and what you might anticipate going up against the different megacorps. And it's got unconventional fighting forces, things like mercenaries and pirates and other fun things so that you can throw them into the game for a little mixing it up with all sorts of weird fighting forces. After that, we have Dark Terrors, which is all in the name. It's dark and terrifying. So Shadim, more bugs, and other things that are discussed originally in Forbidden Arcana, and then we're going to dive into them much more deeply in Dark Terrors, and that's all I'm going to give you right now. And then those are the main books coming up. There's other stuff that I have plans for, but I won't mention it until you ask me about it. So that's the gist of what's going on with Shadowrun. Boom!
Not bad.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right. From Shadowrun, we will pop over to BattleTech.
Really?
Sure, why not?
Bookend the whole thing.
Absolutely.
No talking for you, John.
I'm out.
Well, hey gang, my name is Brent, obviously, BattleTech guy. Yes, I used to just make it look good, and now I get to plan stuff. Where to go? We have a lot of very cool stuff on the horizon. Currently at the show, we have new product. which partially just involves reprinting old product. But getting stuff out actually turned out to be a big deal. So we have a new technical readout here, which was cherry-picked units from the Star League all the way to just before the planets invade. So you see technical readout Succession Wars. There is one new unit on page 85 for those of you that are curious. There is the new art reflected in there. And some of you may have noticed that in that new art also looked like miniatures in the display cases today on the corner of the Catalyst booth. I saw a lot of people stopping and taking pictures. And yes, they look awesome. So that is, next part of the grand plan is getting box sets back in the hands of players. We are bringing back the concept of the game of armored combat. We did a fantastic job with the box set, the last box set. It was an amazing pillar within gaming. We got huge kudos from everybody, but ultimately we began to hear more and more, there's too much in it. We heard from retailers, it's too big, it's too heavy, there's too much, can you break this out into smaller products, things that we can get. There was no good, real introductory product. That wasn't an intro box, that was a monster full-on game. So it was great as we all kind of matured through it and heard the feedback from the retailers and distributors. And came up with new ways to design that. So we have two box sets that are coming. One of them will be the Game of Armored Combat, and the other one will be an introductory product that is a true introductory product, where a kid coming straight out of a demo can say, you know, what do I get next? Here's your $20 box set with 2 mechs in it, a map, some basic stuff, character cards, so we infuse that role-play element to it, throw down dice and start playing. You really get a feel for it. Just really helping to make sure we have that stuff out in the hands of the demo team. We have an amazing demo team that does a lot of work all over the place, and getting the game in the hands of fans is absolutely what I'm trying to empower as the Minecraft developer. So, what did I miss?
Well, 3 of your 4 new products, actually.
Well, we don't need to talk about those. One of them is a novel. I'm sure John will cover that.
Well, how about the other?
Okay.
All right. How about Second Succession Wars Battle Mech Manual and
the other one was the novel.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. All right. I'll give you that one. Okay. Second Succession Wars. We all remember that there was footnotes through most of the history of BattleTech that the Succession Wars were a destructive fest. Apparently, the first Succession War was warships in fleets. The second Succession War was supposed to be a nuke fest. And other than that, we knew very, very little. Admittedly, the game in general did not dive down those because the focus of BattleTech has always been on the mech warrior. The mech warrior was the hero. Just like in the movie Top Gun, the pilots were the heroes. It wasn't all about the Tomcat versus the MiG. It was about the people at the controls. And mech warrior has always been the focus. And for those of you that have been paying attention to the last 8 years worth of covers, you'll always see it's not a blank cover where the cockpit is. We want to see in there, we want to see that there's a person at the helm. That's where the drama and the focus is. So I really went down the rabbit hole.
Yeah, I'm really wondering where you're going with this.
Where am I going with this?
Second Succession Wars source book.
Thank you. So,
BattleTech is in good
I've had
hands
so little
despite
sleep.
this little
I'm sorry.
Your first time out, and you're further down the rabbit hole than I have ever gone.
Sorry. Okay, so
It's a source book about the battles and units of the Second Succession War. Now, moving on from there.
All right.
Battle Mech Manual.
Battle Mech Manual is a very, very cool product. You know, a lot of you guys have collected all of the rule books, which equates to about 200 pounds of paper. A lot of folks don't want to take 200 pounds of paper every time they go to an event. So what we did is we pulled the mech-specific rules for mech-on-mech combat out of all the rule books and stuffed them into one easily carryable product. Battle Mech.
That was better.
Mech Manual.
That was better.
Battle Mech Manual.
Yes.
Anything else?
All right. I hope not.
All right. Carry on.
All right. Let's stop at the fiction. Johnny. That combines Shadowrun and...
Yeah, well, Sprawl Stories there, that's Shadowrun. Does anyone happen to pick up a copy of Legacy they could hold up? Do you happen to have it?
Sorry. Oh, wait.
There you
Boom!
go. The anthology.
Nice.
Two of them, right? The anthology novel.
Mine,
Einstein? No. Legacy is our new. And Phil, where's Phil? Phil in here?
No.
Phil? Oh, he's at the Giants concert. Legacy is our. They might be Giants. Legacy is something we're very proud of. We really had to push to get it out here, but we're really happy that it came. And Phil Lee, if you see him in the booth, please thank
And
him
what's
for
it
this.
about?
Getting there. I mean, he cut me off, so I got now twice.
After Brett, I'm not taking any chances.
All right. Basically, the
Stay on target.
tagline.
It's about an idea I had 8 years ago and they stole.
The concept, in a nutshell, is one mech, 3 centuries of combat. We take a grasshopper from off the production line, actually pre-production line. Kevin Kiliani wrote in the what factory?
The factory, the grasshopper
The
factory.
factory that they took the prototype of the
Fire.
the factory that took the prototype of the grasshopper all the way to its last commission and being decommissioned and going to a museum. And we take a series of pilots, a series of conflicts through 3 centuries of warfare in the inner sphere. It's a really dynamic book. There's some great stories in there about how one mech goes through hell and back. And the pilots that pilot it too. It's all, and Battlefield's always been about the people in the cockpit. Said.
There you go.
This is very
all
much
full circle.
This
Yeah,
is very
landing
much
ground.
that kind of book. So it was also a great primer, the 3 centuries of warfare in the inner sphere. We're also doing great things with novels. I'll stick to the Battletech vein for now. The big thing for us this coming year, unfortunately it's on the horizon, is to bring the Legends line back in POD. But we're also not neglecting the originals as well. Just signed.
Has
Jeff
anybody
Rosa.
downloaded Legends novels on ebooks? Just out of curiosity, anyone here reading the ebooks? Okay, a couple, 3. That's nice.
But if they're available in paper, who would pick them up in paper?
Some
All
more?
right, okay, great, that's good. Well, we are bringing them back. It's going to take a bit, so bear with
There's
us.
some interactive aspects to this panel.
So, but again, we are certainly not. Okay, we are not.
Nice.
We're not neglecting the originals. Jen Brozek, author of the Nels Academy Incident, we've just signed to a 3-book deal to do more. Which can we talk a little bit about that in terms of Red Dawn?
Why not?
We're kind of doing a Red Dawn meets Iron Eagle / in the Battletech universe. So, that's that. But it.
Rogue One in the middle. Also, what was the name of that book you wanted me to read? The Klondike one?
Operation Klondike.
Yeah.
Operation Klondike. If you happen to have this book here, I will name either a character, a mech, or an operation after you in this trilogy. I need this book.
There you go.
So,
We
and
talk to Jen afterwards.
if you don't know about Nellis Academy Incident, it's a PR event with 8 cadets and a general gone horribly
You lost
wrong.
control.
So that is ebook only, and you want to read that too. It's one of the best tie-in novels.
So basically, we're shooting for taking Battletech to a place that hasn't gone before, which is kind of a YA element to it. Think Ender's Game, think Maze Runner, think Hunger Games, and trying to approach a new era, a new generation of Battletech fans. So but still have it something that we would all want to read as well. So Jennifer's on board with that. We really think she's going to do a great job with it.
It'll still be big stomping mechs.
Yes, big stomping mechs.
And Death and Destruction.
Yes.
Never mind.
Death and Destruction is good.
It wasn't. It
Because-
just wasn't mentioned, so I wasn't going to read it.
Anyway.
We're also doing more with original novellas in BattleTech. We have plans to, as we move forward, that's going to be an integral part to advance plot lines and such. We want to return to kind of story driving the BattleTech plot in a lot of ways. And we feel novellas, partly because we have books coming out at Barnes & Noble that are already set, so novellas will fill in gaps. We have, let's see, Embers of War, which is available here by Jason Smetcher, is coming back into B&N next month, followed by the Kellhounds trilogy. It's an omnibus by Michael Stackpole about the origin of the Kellhounds. Then we move to Vic Milan and Jason Schmetzer's Case White book. I can't remember what the 4th one's going to be, but it's something. Forever Faithful.
Yeah.
Blaine Parnell.
Sure.
So we've got all the heavy hitters coming the next year in bookstores as well as ebook. And then we're going to continue on from there with more authors. Jason signed up for another one. Blaine, of course, will write until I think the day he passes away. In between his true crime books, which is great. I love Blaine as an author; he's terrific.
And Shadowrun.
Yep. All right. Moving on. As for Shadowrun, I've got actually a lot of novels coming out. I've got Rusty's Shaken Kincaid sequel will be coming out this time next year. That's going to be our August GenCon book. I said the sequel, which is Stirred. Hey, I didn't talk during yours. Is he dead? Not much. We also bring authors back like Stephen Dedman. I actually have he wrote his book already. It's amazingly quick. Jen's Makeda Red is going to be coming out in the future. I have to say that because I'm kind of working things out with Barnes and Noble.
But it's done.
And also Kai O'Connell's book is coming out as well. So we have another
Is
one
he
from-
here, Kyle O'Connell? No.
I don't see him.
He's kind of a recluse.
Yeah.
A little bit.
So,
Like
and,
crowds.
You know, authors, we're a little neurotic.
A little.
Oh, we're also doing a little late one, R.L. King's next book, which is set in Boston during the lockdown and features, of course, Winterhawk. So we got a lot going on there. And also, we're going to be doing more anthologies, which will be more novellas in Shadowrun. We're leading off with Mel Odom's Tower of the Scorpion, which is a sample in Sprawl Stories, which is just amazing. and we'll be collecting that next year. I'm gonna have to do 5 or 6 because that was a little thin.
So how many of you are enjoying the anthologies? How many of you are enjoying the novels? And how many like both? Awesome, that's actually about the same all the way through. So basically you like the fiction of the universe no matter how you're getting it, which is nice to see.
Pretty much. Yeah.
So
And you want more.
and you want more.
Ideally.
And how many want more? Awesome, even better.
That's fantastic. That's everything from them.
All right.
Really?
So
It's not everything. No, it's not. You guys suck.
What else is there?
I've already got like a couple things.
Oh, dice! Look at all the dice.
No,
That's-
that has nothing to do with it. You guys suck. It was your idea.
I'm waiting. I know what it is. I also have some for Jason forgot too, but all right. I'll just catch up.
If you
so
go,
for for Shadowrun, if you go by the big glass display case, you will miss Sprawl Ops, which was the big Shadowrun board
Well, no,
game
he was
Jason
probably
mentioned.
leaving that for me.
Yes, I was.
But I'm ruining that.
Yes, you
Like you
are.
normally do.
Yes. So
This is exactly what it's like behind closed doors, by the way.
that's
If
what it
anyone
is.
did, this is
We
normal.
have a plan.
Make sure
We're
Reynolds,
on
make sure
stop.
Reynolds not forget to talk about Sprawl Ops. And then John, of course, forgot the entire Masters of Orion novel line we're starting with working on it net. Which one do you have? Which one did you forget?
So in the glass case next to the BattleTech box set,
Which looks so good.
Yeah.
is a is a novella, imprint form, and if you go and peek and look, you will see that it is a story by Bill Keith.
Oh.
It's a short story. I'm sorry,
Short
I have to
story.
correct you.
A BattleTech
No,
story.
it's not a novella. No.
Oh, whatever, short story.
A short story is shorter than a novella. That's why it's a short story. Okay.
Yes.
But an
Someone's
original
toy.
Bill Keith story. Yes.
But it is set in the late 2900s with his father and the founding of the Commando.
Carlisle.
Carlisle.
Commando.
That was Colby's commando. This is before
Yeah.
Carlisle. Yes.
So kind of taking a step back into an era where nothing has really been written about, and talking about kind of the founding of the characters that were the father of the characters that were that populated all of the 3025 era stuff. So we got a lot of good stories there. Some really
And
exciting
we're doing
stuff
a
there.
series of novels based on the Master of Orion 4X video game, which is basically a great political, military science fiction universe. We may have been involved in another one of those kind of great military science fiction universes, so we think we'll get this one pretty right too. And that's gonna be a great starship combat, politics, and military campaign
And aliens
series of
this
novels.
time, too.
And lots of aliens. We get aliens now,
Yes.
not just humans. So
Mike is punching a wall right now.
what's that? I know. By the way, is anyone here? You guys all know Michael Stackpole, the BattleTech guys at least, know Michael Stackpole. He's here at the show. He's hanging out in the Catalyst booth an awful lot.
I stepped on him twice today. Not
that short.
Come
I
by,
stepped on his feet.
come by, say hello, have him sign something. He's be signing probably also 4 to 6 or thereabouts. He'll be in the booth.
If he brings his own stock.
He's signing stuff all the time too. If you got some stuff for him, come by. Just come by and say hello. He's here just to kind of hang out this year with you guys. So come by, say hi.
You know, he has written a few Shadowrun things too. He's not only about Wolf and Raven.
Oh, that thing.
Yeah, that thing.
All
Yeah.
right.
Just that.
It's called Wolf's Dragoons.
All right. So anyway, and then to the last member of our esteemed panel up here, he will talk about all the other little games that don't fit into a box.
But before he does,
Uh-oh. What do you forget?
this is what it looks like when people leave time for you.
All right. And you're on the clock. Go.
Yeah, go. Well, see, the best part is I had a whole like Dragonfire thing too. That I was going to do something very similar to that, but he stole my thunder. So similar to yeah, man. So yeah, I ranted in in a fun-loving way at Origins, and then at our meeting earlier, we did a demo agent meeting, and almost everything about Catalyst has been focused on Dragonfire. And giant kudos to the other teams of Jason and Brent and Ray Arestia and Matt and others that
Dak.
kept Dak.
Dak.
in a way,
Dak's here?
freaky way,
Dak's
yeah.
there, hiding in the back.
Yeah, there's so many people that have stepped forward to help fill in holes, to keep balls rolling, to keep Battletech and Shadowrun coming out while we focused. Oh, I didn't even
They've been hiding back. They're
Yeah.
hiding back there.
Like a ninja.
That just stepped up to keep balls rolling while we had such a huge focus on Dragonfire. And really, Dragonfire should have been a 12 to 18 month development cycle, and we did it in about 5 or 6 months.
Yeah.
So, but it's here at the show, and despite, endless attempts by everyone to see it sink, it felt like some days. Not the least of which being the whole banner thing, but I'll tell you that story another day. But Dragonfire is here. We're super excited about it, and this is going to be a big ongoing product line for us. We have monthly releases planned. In fact, the first 2 month release packets are in final approvals, and we'll be heading to print very shortly, we hope. The next monthly pack is actually in layout. I should go home to have the entire thing laid out so I can
Dak,
send
you done yet? Is it there?
They do over and under. I love blathering on. I can't help it. And then I got a campaign box, and so this is going to be going on for a while. There's a lot of fantastic stuff we have coming down the pipeline for that. So if you haven't seen it, come by the booth. There's a big display on it. We've got a million demos running on it. I've been writing dev blogs for like 16 weeks now, I think, on the dang thing. John has been a saint to edit those endlessly. So please come by and check that out.
You'll recognize it because we're constantly restocking it.
Yes. And then he talked about 0 Day, totally ruined my show. We have Masters of Orion, which is, it's actually my son's very first published game design. So that was pretty
He's
cool.
not here, unfortunately.
He's not here, unfortunately.
He'll be back next year.
Yeah,
Hi,
but
Rand.
it was pretty awesome.
Yeah, because he's watching.
Yeah.
It's I wouldn't be surprised if he was.
I don't know. It was first.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
yeah.
Oh, awesome.
But it's a dueling deck builder. No, he powered down. It's a dueling deck. Oh, jeez.
We're offline. Say anything.
It's all good. They're in the table over.
I got a bucket.
Anyways, it's again, it's set in the Masters of Orion universe, dueling deck builder games, very much in the kind of same design space as Star Realms. So if anyone's played that and enjoyed it, I think you'll really love the additional complexity and flavor that we added into that game. Lauren mentioned Sprawl Ops. We have this giant, big Shadowrun board game that was actually designed by Dylan Bertolo, who's, again, if you come on, well, actually, some of the other days, but mainly on Saturday, if you come to the booth, he's the one in the giant suit of armor. Actually, we're doing lots of silly cosplaying for Dragonfire on Saturday, and most of us are in, haphazard stuff. So the guy that looks really good in his armor, that's Dylan. So that's we don't have quite a time frame yet for when it's coming out, but that you can see by looking at it that it's really close now. So we're really excited about that.
Worker placement dicing game.
Yeah. I'm actually like going through the booth, trying to think of the other setups I did, because I did all the mock-ups. We're doing a Crossfire reprint called Prime Runners, where we're kind of a second edition, but more like a 1.2 or 1.3 edition. We learned a lot of really great things, both from the fans since it came out, but also in the process of developing Dragonfire, since it's based on the same system, and both realizing, hey, this would work really well over here, as well as, again, trying to address some of the fan concerns. So we have a mock-up of some of the elements of that that's coming out. Has anyone here played the Duke, our tile laying game? A couple people? So we have Lord's Legacy edition of that coming out, where we're trading out some of the tiles, putting in some brand new tiles, as well as folding in.
We actually have a character who is the Duke on the cover now. So.
Yeah, and the cover looks great. So a couple of new tiles, folding out some old ones, and then the Arthurian Legends, which was one of the really early expansions we did way back when. It had a pretty limited run as being folded into that. So we've got a lot of good spread of tabletop games coming. I don't think I missed anything else on. And we always have brands in the fire of like, we want to do this, we want to do that. always looking at different licensing. That,
Yeah,
you know,
we can talk
might
about
be
some of
able
the
to
licensing
get.
or chasing or some of the other
So,
games down the road.
Yeah.
First, one thing he didn't mention, we are still looking at another version of the Duke. We have
Oh, yeah,
Jarl,
that's
which
right.
is the Vikings version, and the next one pretty much is Daimyo, which will be the samurai, Japanese samurai version. And as before, you can play samurai versus samurai, or pull out one set and play samurai versus Vikings or samurai versus the English. So that'll be a lot of fun.
But thanks for that.
So we're always doing stuff like that, looking down the, looking as far down the road as we can, thinking what we want to do, next year, the year after. A lot of that's pretty much, my responsibility is to figure out where we want to steer towards, and then they do all the hard work to get us there. They, meaning these both directions.
This direction,
so-
Brent.
I'm trying to.
Do nothing.
I'm diving out of the way of that finger.
So you'll hear things and fun stories about the show. I actually had someone talking to me today asking, because I had mentioned I'd been here for 3 days. He goes, "What do you do for 3 days here before the show?" I'm like, "Oh my gosh, you have no idea." Fact it takes us like
His
an entire.
booth just assembles itself.
I'm sorry, he just volunteered to come in and help. Right? That's the way I took that.
You've ever seen it happen before? It's a pretty crazy show. I mean, imagine that building with no heat and only half
no
and
AC.
and no heat, no cooling.
Love no.
That's more than enough.
No AC, only about 1/3 of the lights on, and concrete floors. Not even carpeting to walk on, and that feels really good after 2 days. And we built, we do one whole day of just building all that truss work you see that makes all the things look pretty and holds things up nicely. And then we spend a whole day just doing inventory and stocking. And even then, at 7 o'clock this morning, last night at 11:30, Randall's at the airport because they said that we'd ordered those 4 big Dragonfire banners. Y'all see those? Yeah, yesterday we had 1. And that wasn't good because that's like our storage area and our big display.
Just to be clear, we ordered 4.
Oh yeah, we paid for
One,
it.
not us.
So last night at 11:30, Randall's at the airport at the cargo terminal waiting for the 3 banners to arrive at the last possible minute. And of course the plane was late. And then he got locked out of the cargo area. And just luckily enough at 12:45 in the morning, he managed to get a hold of someone's attention who actually takes pity on us and goes and gets us our banners. So Randall gets back to the hotel 2:30.
No, he was back at
2,
1:30.
1:32. So 2 a.m. he's going to sleep, and 4 hours later we're all getting up and going over there to hang those big giant banners, so we can then finish building the booth. So it's a lot of fun in a kind of like painful kind of way, but we love doing it. We love GenCon. We love being here. So
Were you at the same setup we were all at?
are you going to do this again next year?
Did you look around? Brent, did you look around while we were building it? No,
No.
it wasn't.
So I'm not allowed. They're making fun of me because I might have fractured my shoulder this year in a jousting accident. So I'm not allowed to lift
As
anything
one
for
does.
at least 2 more months.
Was that Dylan's fault?
No, well,
No,
no,
it was Randall's fault.
It's not anyone's fault. Randall and I were setting up to joust each other, and we were expecting to get hurt really badly. And Dylan Bertolo was helping us get trained for it. And unfortunately, a horse kicked out and spooked my horse during just a rest period, and my horse freaked. And before it ran through a fence, I decided to jump off. I just landed badly. So I'm out of training for at least 2-3 more months.
So you never did jump?
We never got to do it.
No.
But you're gonna do it.
I'm not going through all this
I wanna
9
knock
months
him
of
off a
rehab
horse so
and
bad.
not doing it. We are going to hit each other with sticks off of very large horses like idiots. When you're pushing 50, that's what you really want to do. What's that?
I want to see.
Everyone
Oh,
wants to be there.
Well,
for it.
just so we're clear, seeing it live is really kind of an oxymoron because you don't know if it'll end live. It just
I just like to point out that all of that needs to be subtracted off of my time. That was not my time.
I didn't say it was.
Just saying.
Actually, it's their time.
Because
This is the
time was
question
so
part.
right.
I thought you were done.
Yeah.
You were good this year. That's why I let everyone else go first.
We have awesome dice.
Yeah. So part of what we do is always look at stream things like Samurai the Duke, or Shadowrun dice worker placement game, or a new Baltech miniatures, new Baltech miniature quality in the box sets. So we look at things like that. That hopefully when you see it looks like, oh, when do you guys do this? Well, we did it like the last 3 months, but if you really think about it, we've done it over the last 3 years. So we really try to plan out, really deep for you guys and figure out how to make it, something we haven't done before, make it more interesting, more fun, and hopefully we've pulled it off. I think more often than we failed. At least I hope so. You're all here, so obviously we've done something right, or there was just nothing else to do, and you were taking pity on us.
And one of us has a really cool hat.
Whichever.
Either one.
I'll take pity.
So, so that's kind of where we've been and where we're kind of going. We can try to answer some direct questions. We may avoid a little bit. We'll see what we can do. So I'm definitely known for saying things I'm not supposed to in these meetings. So we'll see what happens. But is there anything we missed? Any questions you guys have that we missed? Let's start with you should do the rest of the day.
I think everyone's answering the question where the helmet.
Don't take it off. I gotta get a picture.
That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
Speaking helmet.
That is
Yeah, exactly. The speaking helmet.
Okay, so let's start with direct question. Then we'll do. I have some questions for you guys too. Let's start with your questions.
Audiobooks.
What's that?
Audiobooks.
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 Good question.
How many people besides this gentleman would like to see audiobooks?
People want to hear the audiobooks, really.
See them produced, so they can buy them and listen to them in their cars or wherever. Okay, that's okay. Working on it. That's the best I can do right now.
We do like the idea, and we've been looking into it, but we have a tendency of jumping into things without fully researching them, and so this time we're actually going to figure it out.
We're not going to be recording them ourselves. That's for damn.
Oh no.
We'll get a third-party license.
Yes, we will work on that. That's what I have over here.
I'll try and limit myself here. First question: the thing your lawyers have told you not to talk about.
All right.
How has that affected products?
Public statement. Yes, there is a lawsuit. Yes, we have new counsel, and yes, it's being dealt with. And no, we are not concerned at this time. Those are the things I can say publicly. And that's the end of the conversation on that one. Now, how has it affected our product? Very little. We've made a few changes just to be safe, but we are really at this point not too concerned about it.
So we shouldn't expect big reshuffles or delays or anything.
We're not for that, no.
Okay.
And our new attorney and our old attorney, before we're also of the opinion that this is lawsuits are a part of business. I've been through three of them over 20 years' time as a writer, as a publisher. Mostly it's about just eventually coming to a table and making a deal, and then eventually I'm sure that's what will happen. But in the meantime, it's in the hands of professionals, and we are just waiting to hear back from them.
Okay, real question though.
Yeah.
Combat manuals. What's going on? They were coming out. They were hot, and
Can you answer this without going
All right.
off in the weeds?
I can't guarantee that, but I will do my best. Combat manuals were a really, really cool concept. We pulled out all the stops. Ray was instrumental in helping us to identify, the ultimate, here's what we could do. If it would look really cool if we did this. And we tried to make a really, really awesome product. Everybody loved it, except for some reason it didn't move off store shelves. And ultimately that tells us, great idea, but we need to reconfigure the product model on these a little bit. If they're not moving off store shelves, there's a reason. Maybe something about the design, the delivery, something about how we put it together. We all believe in the spirit of it, but ultimately the combat manuals need to evolve in order to move them forward. The content that was in there, we fully intend on delivering to fans, and that's not a problem. Nobody ever had an issue with that. Just ultimately everybody liked it, but we didn't see huge sales on that. And we don't want any retailer stuck with a quantity sitting on their shelves. We want velocity.
Yeah, we think. We see a trend, and we keep fighting this trend. We've done it at least 3 times. Faster did it 2-3 times that I'm aware of. But books that focus on a specific faction just simply don't sell as well, because you're speaking to only a certain part of your total fan base. And we have fought that at least a couple times I can think of, and we've paid for it each time. But the thing is, we love the universe and we love the factional politics in BattleTech, so we keep trying to find ways to do this. We'll get that content out there in other formats, maybe as ebooks, maybe some other way, as e-source books, but we're not giving up on factional politics in BattleTech ever. Just we're working on the delivery system.
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Thanks.
so a question back here. Anyone else? Before I come back to him, I'm sure he's got more questions.
So what books are next up for BattleTech?
The source books or fiction books?
Yeah.
Source book.
Source books. Don't at me.
The honest answer to that one is I stepped in and inherited the plan, but we weren't convinced that was the right way to go. We liked the story, but as far as parsing out, Combat Manuals was a little bit of a cold shower.
Come on, talk about the Ilkline source book.
So the Ilkline source book was the biggest one. ultimately, we want to tell that story, but as it was spec'd, I could look at it and say, we need to deliver this content differently. The truth is, the ill-planned moment is going to be, this is a 37-year build up to an amazing moment, and it needs to be epic when we tell it. So I have been in diabolical scheming with John Helfers over there for the last couple months, and we have a lot of cool things lined up for you. What that's going to take in delivery form, not quite nailed down yet. I will tell you, it is in the works right now, and when it comes out, it will be big, and it will probably take about a year for all the cool things to shake out.
That was quite non-specific. I like that.
Thank you.
Yeah. I know we didn't answer your question, but that's about best we're going to
Yeah,
do tonight.
are you good with that?
I guess I'll have to be.
Okay.
So yeah, just change that to a statement.
We're
You're good
right
with that.
there.
So basically, we should not assume we're not seeing it next GenCon, but maybe the year or two after that.
Oh no, next GenCon, you are going to know what's going on, and you're going to be in the middle of it.
In the middle of it, but not final.
Well, in the middle of it is a big deal. Yeah.
I've no idea what the lawsuit thing was about. So what product does that cover? Because that might cover the question I want to ask.
Which one?
A lawsuit.
It's
regarding
BattleTech.
He didn't-
Oh.
it's-
Oh,
yeah,
there's
So
a,
does
yeah.
that mean that you've got your lawyers rolled out to sue Netflix who are making Bright? Which looks so Shadowrun.
Bright
Yeah.
does look very Shadowrunny, and that is way above my pay grade. I am just leasing the offices of BattleTech and Shadowrun. Tops, they have a whole building of flesh-eating lawyers, and I'm sure if they believe there's a case there, they will take care of it. They are very smart people who run very successful companies, and I have no doubt they're looking at this going, is this safe?
Someone did ask that at the MCM, and they asked the director, and he just fobbed it off and said, I was given a script, and we shot the script.
But I'm actually kind of eager to see it myself. I'm a huge cyberpunk fan. I am completely jonesing for Blade Runner 2049. I'm looking forward to Bright. This is definitely my genre, so I can't wait. I like seeing progress being made in that genre. So let's at this point just hope it just gives us good material and makes some more fans for us. Is what I'm hoping it does. Is brings that genre back to the front again, and we just get a whole other generation of fans that'll also, hey, look over to Shadowrun and check out Anarchy and Shadowrun and other stuff that we're doing there. So, you have another question now? I'll come back to you.
Yeah.
All right.
With Shadowrun, we've seen a lot of branching out into different styles of products aside from the traditional one. Is there any thought into doing something similar with BattleTech?
No.
I mean, okay.
I will. Yes, but
Right.
I will repeat one of Jason's. I think Jason framed this best a year ago. We don't care how you play Shadowrun as long as you're playing Shadowrun. I think it's more or less what we can say.
No matter how you play, we want you playing Shadow.
Yeah. So board games, card games, RPGs. It's a big, incredible.
Oh, that's
universe.
what you meant. Okay.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
I
right.
thought you were asking if we're going to go into the Fey realms. I'm like, no, I'm not taking that.
I'm doing that now. Next year.
April Fool's
I was
product,
going to say
maybe.
Faytech, baby.
Faytech. I like that.
Call out.
But so yes, we have discussed about doing things like bring back a new Succession Wars, a modernized Succession Wars board game, doing a BattleTech small level card game or dicing game. Absolutely, we've talked about that, and the success we're seeing with Shadowrun in that realm just is putting more weight behind us doing that for BattleTech. So someone had to go first. In the past, it used to be BattleTech that would always go first, and Shadowrun followed. Right now, Shadowrun's leading the way, and I think it's a good thing.
Well, to jump in here a little
Go.
bit, part of that is that it's, particularly if you're diving down to a relatively simple, easy card game, you can grab very small elements of Shadowrun and have it still be awesome and cool and feel like Shadowrun, like the 0 Day, which is a hacking game, and in just a couple little cards and moments you're still feeling that. Grabbing the quintessential element of BattleTech and then taking little parts of that out and doling it out into smaller pieces is actually proving relatively difficult. And so we've actually been looking at this quite a while. We're still confident we're going to do it. It's just a little bit more complex and a little harder to still maintain those few elements that make BattleTech. This is why we all love this universe.
Yeah, otherwise you
And
get
it's
robot
harder to-
jocks, and that's
yeah,
not what we
and
want.
it's harder to pull pieces away from it.
I own that movie. So
Yeah.
sorry.
Well, so do I, but
Yeah.
I own the book.
Ah.
so
There was a book, oh my God.
I owned it when it was Robot Droids. Sorry.
dude, what monster?
No lawsuit.
I vote
Really?
for abortion.
I'm waiting for the email from Lucas.
Yeah, all hail Lucasfilms. Any more quick questions? Anything? One more back. Oh, one back there. Go ahead.
Dragonfire, Crossfire? Will there be like an upgrade kit from the Prime Runner edition to the first edition?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
Additional content for Crossfire? I
Well,
mean, I know obviously
if
guys
you
have-
look next to the Prime Runner setup, because we actually have a nice little setup there, you will see the corporate raid tiles, the long wanted, awaited expansion. So that is actually moving. And there was even a second expansion beyond that really had some good traction. It was going along development wise, and then Dragonfire. So now that the entirety of Catalyst no longer needs to be focused on that, we can take so much of the effort and start putting it back onto these other elements. And absolutely, Crossfire still has those players that love it. We still want to support it. So yeah,
We'll be doing
stuff
some
is coming.
for the rules tweaks we have already planned. My current plan is to make sure that errata gets republished. So if you have the current edition, you can make the changes we want to make in that game, just like on a download. We'll also be making a few structural changes. Basically, the player character cards is the plan. Again, they're in the display case. You can kind of see how that have the longer stand-up look to them. And do you need those cards to keep playing Crossfire? No. Would you like them? Probably. So we'll probably do like a filler pack that will let you convert those your current game over to that style if you want to. And then we'll go to the also a new expansion to keep that game fresh and happening. So yeah, we'll do some good stuff on Crossfire. I think it's all planned for early 2018. We don't know what month that's going to fall into yet, but we're just wrapping up the rules revisions that we want to do right now. And I saw a hand right up here.
Yeah. I used to travel 100 miles to and from the game I used to run for Shadowrun 4th 20th anniversary edition. But because the UK, all our fuel costs are absolutely bloody fortune. I wanted to put it online, effectively using a VTT. Are there any plans actually to license something like Fantasy Grounds for the Shadowrun product?
For which edition?
Shadowrun.
Just-
Or any virtual
Fantasy
tabletop.
Grounds.
For virtual tabletop.
Yeah.
Not really. I mean,
You just volunteered to be in charge of that.
Well, you in those instances.
For Fantasy Grounds, you said.
Well, in those instances, usually it's we're not pursuing them; they come to us,
But they've already emailed and asked, because I've chased them countless times.
and they've emailed us.
Yeah, they've emailed, contacted Catalyst.
Yeah, it's been a while since you checked your inbox, man.
Dragonfire. If you are actually in contact with them, have them contact us
Well, the
again.
president of FG is here this weekend.
which company?
Well, they-
Fantasy Grounds.
Fantasy Grounds.
Fantasy Grounds, yes.
I don't recognize the name.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean much right now. My brain is just connected to my brain stem.
It's the most successful VTT out.
Yeah, you're like.
Yeah.
You're on
It's
crack.
really, really polished.
What?
Really?
Okay.
Can they help us with our
I don't-
website? You know.
Do I? So yeah, just tell read contest. And I'll do a search for that in my email box. See if something pops up. Maybe I spammed it. I don't know.
Well, if
But
you're,
I'll-
if you're at your booth, when I see Doug.
Oh yeah, have them come by.
Sure,
Have them come by and talk to us.
Please do.
Absolutely.
I'm happy to see the revised Thunderbolt in plastic for the upcoming box sets. When might we see those in metal from Ironwood?
That is actually a really good question. So, for those of you that don't know, behind the scenes, it took a huge amount of work to redesign those so that we were true to the spirit of mechs, and yet making sure that we redesigned every element of those. We really sunk a huge amount of money and time and effort into that. It took a while. I will be honest with you, we work with Ironwood Metals constantly. I'm
They're
in charge
good
of
guys.
UC Forum. They are great. We love each other, and we have a gentleman's agreement with them. We're like, we have units that are going in these box sets. Can we have a little bit of time for them to go out in plastics first before you do the metals, so that all of the custom variations and different tweaks and things, those can all be metal. We just have the core in plastic for these box sets because we want to reinforce the box sets. They were kind enough to say yes, when there is no legal reason for them to do so other than they like us. The answer to that is because we're working together to make sure that both game lines, both product lines can be successful. And ultimately, we want to. Iron Wind is absolutely the premium game line for miniatures for BattleTech, bar none. And we have no intention of vying for that. But having the core line basics out there with those fundamental basic configurations, and then all the customization stuff from Iron Wind, that's a great way to go.
We don't know their schedule. I mean, Mike No is putting new stuff out there. Like, I think every month, every year, he's got something new coming out. When he'll get to that one, I don't know. But we can bring it up to him. I haven't seen the Iron Metals guys yet.
I write their schedule.
Okay.
I know.
So
They're being really nice to us.
Wrath of Dragonfire?
Wrath of Dragon. Don't make fuss. One of my favorite games.
I love that.
Wrath. Anyone here actually play Wrath of Dragons? I like you guys so much.
Nice.
It's a great little game. That's one of my all the games we publish. It's still one of my favorites because you get to be a dragon. How often does that happen? And I'm pretty good at it. Though I have to admit, Randall probably the best dragon moment of anyone when he was about to win the game, just completely burned Britannia down to the ground. There was nothing left. Flat Earth. And the next round, all the Britannia cards go up and like 3 cities popped up. He had the game won. He didn't care. He had to go back and teach those Britannias a lesson. So he went back and burned it all down again and lost the game. Because that's what a dragon would do.
It doesn't seem like me at all.
Awesome. I love that game. But if you're talking about like any kind of like combination stuff we're doing, no, nothing like that right now.
We have box.
So how many people are actually playing the non-BattleTech Shadowrun? How many people are playing the board game, buying and playing the board games? Like Wrath of Dragons, Dragonfire, Duke, anything like that. Just board games in general that we do that are not the BattleTech and Shadowrun. Okay? Anyone a board game fan that's not a BattleTech Shadowrun fan? Just out of curiosity. You're all BattleTech Shadowrun fans as well. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. We are definitely loving BattleTech Shadowrun. We're not walking away from it anytime soon. We are trying to expand out into a fully fledged game company, which we're just people don't see us that way yet. Even though we've got a pretty good inventory now of pretty awesome games. So we're going to keep working on that. That's like the third phase of the company. It's coming up. Dragonfire will help raise the sightline of that, so you'll see some more of that kind of stuff from us. We're also chasing a few other licenses, trying to have some fun. You never know what you might see from us. Anything from a nostalgic, a landmark science fiction, license to some kind of cyberpunky thing to what else can I allude
Just a
to
couple
without
of
saying
ideas
anything?
off the top of our head.
Not that we're looking at young wizards, young wizards in England or anything like that. I mean, there's all sorts of things we could approach, and I'm not saying any names, not mentioning any titles, but that's part of what we do. Is we love licensing. We love playing in worlds that people invented for us. We're all gamers. Everyone up here is a gamer. We love existing in these other worlds for however much time we can get. So we'll keep doing that, and hopefully bringing more games to you guys to enjoy as well. We got just a few more minutes, so I'm going to do last words. And since we started with Jason, we'll start with Jason again.
I have more to say.
Last words.
Thank
15
you all.
seconds.
You guys are awesome. We're here for you. We're here because of you, and we appreciate you all. So you guys rock. Thank you.
That was fairly nice. You're welcome.
That's the
15
only
seconds.
thing I said so far.
I'll stay after if you have any more questions. Love you guys. Thank you.
John?
What Jason said.
No? What was that?
It's always the same thing to say.
Randall.
No, not always. In this case, yes.
Yeah, we couldn't be up here without you. It just wouldn't exist. And some of you guys, I see here year after year. We realized the other day that this is my 24th time coming to GenCon, my 22nd time coming as part of the industry.
Wow.
And then I'm like, yeah, that's pretty good. And then Margaret Wise walks by. Hiker, what the heck? What am I doing here? But some of you I recognize and see and shake hands with, and this is like coming home to me almost more than my home. So I love it. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for all the love and support and everything you guys do as well. So thank you.
And with that, thank you all for coming. We really appreciate it. If you've had a good time, if you've learned anything, please pass this along. We'd love to see more people here every year. We're doing pretty well here, I think. And let everyone know and post about it. If you have had a good time today, remember, we're Paizo.